at that transition. Oh, it's so pretty. Look,
It really is great.
it's so cool.
It wasn't. I don't know.
Motherfucker.
I mean, I've seen worse.
I was so proud of it. I'm so proud
I
of it.
don't know that I've seen better.
You
Buttons.
motherfuckers. Anyway, hi guys, how's it
Also,
going?
why didn't anybody point out the fact that my background is Rome?
I didn't see it.
I thought it was
It says
how.
D&D
Like most of the
stream.
dumb things you say.
Oh,
Or do.
oh, I
It
see.
does, it does.
'cause I
but
can't
To be
read.
fair, no, it doesn't.
I don't know why you think I can
It
read. I
It
feel
doesn't
like
say
that's
anything
To be
anymore.
fair,
Doesn't say anything anymore.
maybe our DM going to explain what's going on and just do hosting things, or what's the plan?
yeah,
Prepare
well, I was planning on it, but
storyteller.
we always have a couple of seconds of banter, and I was letting us get that out.
That doesn't.
Bright, you're so quiet.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, like that.
Wow. Is this better? Here,
Anyway,
anyway.
All
Nah.
right, so we're gonna do some Vampire the Masquerade for a couple of weeks. This right here is going to be a session 0 because this game, I feel like, has a lot of inherent risk in terms of the kind of like stuff you can stumble into with tabletop gaming that can make people uncomfortable. So I wanted to get a session 0 conversation as a part of our stream for this. So tonight we're going to talk character creation. We're going to talk setting for what the campaign is going to be. We're going to talk rules and safety and what people are comfortable with, which is, especially in games like this, really important. Inherent into what this game is going to be murdering innocents. So we've got to have those lines.
mm-hmm.
So my first question is, for those of you guys that have finished characters or character ideas, what are you building from? What was your idea?
It's just me and Blood's made characters, right?
I think it's me, you, and Bright who have actually made
Mhm.
finished characters.
Gotcha.
I'll go first. So my character is based off of actually one of the first characters I made in Vampire the Masquerade. Except it was a campaign that didn't go anywhere beyond like session 2, because it was this whole thing. We ended up on top of a skyscraper with a giant metal spoon and a cow. Don't ask.
I've had nightmares like that.
I got nothing. I got nothing for that.
It makes sense. Who doesn't want to be on a skyscraper with a spoon and a cow?
Yeah, I don't.
big of a spoon?
It's a whole thing. But yeah, and so I felt like she deserved a little bit of a revisit and to actually like try and get somewhere with her story rather than just, well, I guess she's dead in a ditch.
There.
I mean, play it out. Still could be dead in a ditch.
Oh, to
Very
be
true.
fair, 100%. But I want to know how.
Mm.
But
All
yeah.
right, yeah. So we're going back to an old character, giving him some new life.
And switching up their race because, or well, their clan, because I felt it fit better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's gonna be real fun to play.
Eh.
Who I go next?
Ma, you wanna go?
Yeah, I'll go. So my character is a sensual master manipulator is how I'm going to put it. She definitely uses a lot of her she uses her manipulation tactics to get what she wants. She is very up close and personal with who she's trying to lure and search for. The only kind of thing is that, like, she's known for being subtly not so subtle. I don't know how else to describe that. Like, you know it when you see it, but if you don't know, then she's just doing her job. Yeah.
Silver tongue, does it work?
Yes.
So
Very much
not a sex predator, but a sexy predator.
Yes.
Don't like that sentence.
There's a lot of gay panic about
Oh,
to
okay.
happen.
Oh yeah.
For the record, Brett does not like us saying that Bright is playing a sexy predator, and would prefer that we keep it to sex predator.
Yep, that's definitely that sounds right. Yeah.
First line of the campaign.
Yep, there it is.
Emerald, we need a clip.
With that, Brett.
So Black Butler recently got a reboot.
Still need to watch it. No spoilers.
No spoilers. But thinking of vampires made me think of Grell a little bit. Who, if you never watched the show, I'll not spoil it too much.
They butchered him in
but
the
they're-
anime, to be fair.
Also true.
They butchered Grell in the anime.
I see what you did there. Someone, they're just infatuated with blood and death and a little on the Fruit Loop side.
Gay and crazy. I see. I got you.
Was not really going towards their sexual deviancy. I was gonna leave you to let you handle all of that today, babe, if you don't mind.
Oh, fair enough.
Their name is
Alright.
Cruella.
Because, yes.
Actually,
Is it
Bright,
because
what was
people
your
called
character's
you
name?
Devil?
No, it's because Mal's character's named Ursula. I was like, oh, we're doing Disney female villains. Cool. I am playing a she, by the way.
I didn't say that beforehand. Yeah, her name is Ursula Fortuna.
Willow Rogers.
Nice.
Hey, Willow is also a Disney character.
No.
No.
Oh wow, okay. I guess we all hate Willow now.
No, I hate what I don't know. We're not getting into this. We need to continue forward.
You
Let's
don't
keep
know?
moving.
All right, Tony and Darkness, did you guys have character concepts in mind?
Darkness, you're muted or something? Or maybe you're just very quiet.
I was very quiet with that. I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
So I want to have a couple just like people following me. So I'm trying to build a character that has like the groupies, but they're all drag queens.
I love
Yas.
Sounds like a
fucks
good
with it.
time.
And are these people that know you're a vampire and they're like helping you with that, or are these just randos that are following you around? What's going on with that?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm still building that up. So I don't know if
Alright.
is that something like I would choose, or how would that be?
That's something we can work on with world building. That's what the session 0 is for.
What do
Yeah.
you guys think? Do these drag queens know I'm a vampire?
You could, so I think actually part of the character design, you actually can decide whether or not like you had a cult following or like your social media, you have a social media platform or something like that. So maybe you are someone who does makeup or something particular to get these people to have a certain following. Maybe.
And like a select few of them are your, for lack of a better term, sheep. They're a part of your flock that you feed from.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards before I changed the clan, was having like the group that I fed from, so I never really had to like worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I will say, one of the aspects of this game being hunger as a status, you can only ever fully remove your hunger by killing. So if you have this flock that follows you around, either you will constantly need to replace some of them, or you will never fully get rid of your hunger. Either of those are fine with me. I just want to make sure that you know.
Guess my hunger's never
And we'll get
disappearing.
into, once we get into the more of the numbers side of it, what that actually means for you. And then Tony.
Honestly, I'm leaning like almost Batman villain style origin story. I'm thinking academic who maybe dabbled with some dark side forces, ended up partially becoming deformed through an accident from their research, and then ended up through their dabbling becoming embraced. And that's what I'm thinking.
You're
So
gonna be
Batman
a gutter
meets
rat.
Darth
Alright.
Vader.
That was a lot of voices all at once, and I heard none of it.
Ah, fair.
Thanks.
I said so. Batman turned Darth Vader, right?
I said you
Could
were
be,
gonna be a
could
gutter
be.
rat.
I'm seeing more like the serpent from like the. My brain's not working.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Helen.
I was just waiting to see where you went with
I
it.
would
I
just
didn't-
like to point out there is a Batman villain that drinks blood and hunts at night, and it's called Man-Bat.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
I thought you were gonna reference when
I-
Batman fought Dracula. In,
Actually,
the...
here's. Can I ask this question? Because I feel like this maybe might have been a better beginning conversation. What tone are we going for? Because before I pick an edgelord character,
Well, I
if
mean,
we're playing goofy,
even if we're playing
I wanna-
light, even if we play light and goofy, you can still do an edge character. So that's why I wanted to go with your guys' concepts first, and then go from there.
Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, I
I'll
have
hold
a,
with
I have
what
a
I've got
path
then.
with this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check before I committed to not being Man-Bat. That's all.
Maybe what we all should do is we should
Yeah.
stop discussing characters
Well-
and just watch.
Well, we should let
What's
Rev
the
lead.
It has a question.
Go for it.
Sorry. On the building, if it has like the level pre-requirement and then it has like a little circle with a slash through it, what does that mean
You can't
next
do
to
it.
it?
You don't meet the pure requirements.
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
It
I
means
was
you're
gonna
too
say
small.
Helsing. We should watch Helsing Ultimate Abridged together. The kind of tone that we
Let's
want to have.
go.
What is it with you and abridged versions of things? Just watch the actual anime.
The bridge came out, the episodes were an hour long, and there's only 7 of them in total. I could watch those more comfortably and regularly instead of watching the actual show.
You should be
It's
disappointed.
a great show. It's great.
So, in the idea of theming and tone, what is everybody's favorite vampire movie that is informing a lot of your decisions going into this?
Don't call me a copycat, but Helsing.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for the 40-minute mockumentary What We Do in the Shadows. Honestly, that's all I can think of at this moment.
That and Diary of a Vampire.
I thought you were gonna say Diary of a Wimpy Kid for some reason.
Or Interview with a Vampire.
That classic
That's
vampire
the one.
movie, Diary of
Yeah.
a Wimpy Kid.
Listen, man.
Instead of
Classic
the
vampire
Demon's
movie,
Touch.
Die Hard.
I 100% was like, nope, halfway through that fucking
there's also,
sentence.
what was that Dracula movie that came out like 2014? It was like, was it just called Dracula?
Untold. No, it's Dracula Untold.
Was it Untold?
Yes, Dracula Untold. He is a very lovely man. Luke Evans.
Yeah. That is, in our household, that movie is like a favorite.
I love when people thought like this movie and I Frankenstein was going to lead to like an Avengers of like horror bosses.
Well, it wasn't people thinking that was the plan. It was meant to.
Mm-hmm.
They, like, Universal Studios announced that it was going to be a big joined universe. They even announced the casting of all the monsters. Johnny Depp was going to be the Invisible Man. They had cast Javier Bardem as Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And then shit went to...
It was a whole thing.
But yeah. So, very much my pull from it is, like, a Helsinger Bridge, modern era, kind of knowing how to tech and how to weapons and all that stuff, but also still being very archaic and magic bound.
Mm.
That's the
Okay.
reason Willa's the way she is.
Right?
I'm gonna say Castlevania, because I actually wasn't really the main chick that's trying to dissuade Tepish's kind of right-hand men. Her, and then also not necessarily a vampire, but I mentioned it earlier off call, or on call, for Has Been Hotel. The V's were also a strong pull for that, so yeah.
So Carmilla from Castlevania?
Yes. Yeah, her.
Okay. And Darkness, did you have something that you were pulling from with this?
I'm forgetting the name of it. I'm telling you, my brain's not working this morning.
Oh, honey.
The one that's like, it's one of the first black superheroes. What's his name? That everyone forgets about, and
You're thinking of Blade.
Yeah, Blade. With the knight.
Oh, like the Blade Trinities?
Yeah.
Trilogy thingy?
Specifically speaking, technically speaking, he's not one of the first black superheroes.
No, but one
because
of the
there are
first
black
black
superheroes that go back to,
movies
like,
that we
30s.
got.
That is...
He is,
It was,
okay, he's an anti-hero, but
yes.
I was
yeah,
just saying
so-
that he has a character. He's not that old.
the
That's okay.
like in the beginning of in the movies, a lot of the vampires like own night clubs and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
All right. So there's definitely a tone in all of these of hitting some like dark points and humor. So I think honestly that fits our crew pretty well. We can do heavy and stupid pretty good.
We all got that tattooed in our backs, right?
Yeah.
Heavy and stupid.
Not.
We just told you
cross
that we
arm
did, so you would do
tattoos.
it for us.
Stupid and funny, or stupid and dark.
Crossed
Hey
arm
Brett,
or
what's my back
knuckles?
say?
Dude, what's mine say?
What does mine say?
Thank you.
Blood, the sync
All
on
right.
that was prime.
Okay.
So is there anything that any of you are specifically looking for in this? Is there like a story point that you'd like to hit, or is there some like vibe that you specifically want?
Wait, did Tony and Brett say their inspos?
They
Okay, I
Tony
wasn't
said
sure.
what we do in the shadows, and Brett said Helsing.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I am silly.
And I'm taking notes. You should be proud of me.
I'm very proud.
So proud.
A story beat I feel like that should happen is like when we're trying to do like, if we're trying to do nefarious things, because this is a town in Seattle, like people should assume we're either Bigfoot or like some other cryptid that's other not vampires. Like we should always be like, oh no, these are things we're not, but we're actually vampires. But no one believes in vampires because Twilight ruined Washington and vampires.
okay.
That is valid.
Yes.
I will say
Yes.
we're on the,
Yes. Cause
we're on the
wait,
wrong
wait.
side of the state for that.
That
Wait,
is
wait, wait,
true,
It's still
but
Washington.
people don't care. Yeah.
You just go a little bit north in that area, and there is a legit Bigfoot convention that happens every single
Oh, yeah.
year.
Oh my god! I
Yeah.
love
yes.
that.
No, I was specifically saying we're on the wrong side of the state for Twilight.
Yes.
Oh,
We're on the correct side for Bigfoot. One of the hardware stores here in downtown has a Bigfoot statue in their sign.
Mhm.
It's the A Stone Division,
Nice.
Or like,
which is a location you guys will be able to visit.
I actually looked up mental institutions for my character to send you as suggestion places for my feeding.
I thought I already sent you the whatever. Cool. Oh, for feeding. That's
yes.
For the omnoms.
Nice.
I'm just gonna go eat
but
the
also-
old people at places.
I also feel like when we're not doing anything, bad things should happen because again it's the city life and things just unfortunately happen all the time. So we're about to feed on somebody and a car gets set on fire and we're just and we have to leave. Just make it because this is darker. We want to hit things goofy, kind of like what they do in the shadows. How it's
Mhm.
Listen,
it's
man,
funny but dark.
a random car
So,
catching on fire is a
um,
perfect place to get rid of a body.
Something that recently went around Reddit as something that happened here in town was a truck hit a pedestrian in a crosswalk at an intersection so hard that the guy flew across the entire length of the intersection
That's right.
and then
Didn't he
got up
come
and
out,
walked away.
yeah, he was unscathed, essentially. Nut.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
that
like
stuff
every-
happens here.
Every city in Washington has that one intersection that's known for its car crashes. I swear.
That's valid. It's the same way in New Mexico.
Anybody else have things that they want to happen?
I don't know. I'm kind of here for the vibes, here for the story.
Same. I'm here to improv it out.
Basically.
One thing I would
Nice.
like, and I think this is already part of the plan, but I want to make sure and say it out loud, is I want to explore the World of Darkness clans and some of the Camarilla, and I don't fully know a lot of it, which is part of why I know a lot of us are going to be newly embraced, but I kind of want to dig into some of the base lore of the world and just learn a bunch.
We
Absolutely.
want to know the rules of the masquerade.
I can second that.
Thank you for flagging that for me. Totally. So there is a club that has a pretty significant presence in the queer community here that does regular drag shows. And if one of our players is going to have a flock of drag queens with them, I feel like we're going to be visiting the bar 9 at least once.
Yeah.
my flock's literally called 9.
I prefer 8 personally, but they closed down recently, so I'm sad.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
That's
to be
because
fair,
my
it's
club's 7 unit.
NYNE.
Ah, no thanks,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Is that why 6 shut down too? Just the terror aspect, or?
Yeah.
The other queer bar that was in that same area did shut down because somebody threw a brick through the window.
Oh shit!
Aww.
Yeah.
Well,
That's not
they
nice.
went historical with it. That's rude.
Guys, we're not talking about sad story stuff. We're talking about
How we
world
all died,
lore.
returned to
What am I
vampires?
doing? Sorry.
What are you doing?
HD.
I'm trying to figure out my age and true age, but I don't know.
So
Math's not
how old-
mathing.
How old were you
Oh.
when you died?
I don't know yet.
Mhm.
I'm trying to make the birthday a number.
The birthday a number.
Like what kind of number? April 20th, 1969, sort of number?
Exactly.
I get a yellow vibe. I think that's the number we go for.
Really, I was kind of hearing more of a high pitched alto.
You know what? That's true.
Chat, you saw here, friends, chat. We're all having strokes. Help us, please.
Brent, stop stroking on stream. It's not appropriate.
My hand's up here.
We can get nothing done professionally ever.
No.
Quite glittery.
All right.
Uh,
So to rein this in for a little bit, I'm gonna talk about the game some, specifically how it will affect us, not the thing at large. I'll come back to that. But for the setting, we are going to be playing in a fictionalized version of Spokane, Washington. So there will be mentions of real places and references to fictionalized versions of some real people. But there will also, of course, be absolute nonsense and bullshit. And also, if you do know anything about this area, pay close attention to our backgrounds, because our wonderful artist Blood hid some local lore in our scenery.
We're doomed.
And if you have issues with the Uncanny Valley, like two of our players, then one of our screens, don't look very closely at. You'll cry.
I've hidden things pretty well. They should be comfy.
I agree. Yeah. Beautiful. So I have changed 2 bits of game lore just to make it easy on myself for running, but in Vampire the Masquerade there are 2 like distinct hierarchical groups whose names I cannot remember off the top of my head, but my in-universe versions of them are going to be
Tori.
let me find my notes. I have that.
So Valtori and then something with a C.
What? No.
No, original. In the
Neither
original.
of those are
The original.
correct. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you.
See, you said something starting with a C, and my brain immediately went see you next Tuesday. Like immediately, no hesitation. I don't know if we're allowing that on camera.
Put
That
that.
word.
I can find one of them.
Good
But I
job, buddy.
haven't found the other one. Whatever.
You
So
got this. Our
there's
illustrious leader.
there are the Primogens. Oh, the Council of the Primogens, which are the leaders of the clans, working to maintain the Masquerade here in Spokane. And the Masquerade specifically is the upkeeping of the secrecy of the supernatural world, and specifically of vampires. Also stretches and sippies, thank you. And so they are the ones that are going to be responsible for having earned and collected you as a group. And then the darker anti-version of them is the Nightshade Syndicate, and they're led by an individual known as the Shadow.
Spooky.
Spooky, spooky.
Yes. I have this planned out as kind of a 3-act story. So whenever we do go into the next sessions, we're going to have an Act 1. That's going to be character introductions, introduction to the world and the story, and setting things up. We're going to have Act 2, where we actually like get into some of the stuff and things really build. And then there's going to be the big point of tension. And then we're going to have an Act 3, where you all probably die.
That's valid.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, that's up to you. You can also not die if you win. This system is not actually super combat heavy. There is combat, but it's not like super integral. It's much more espionage and mystery and what you can do outside of that. You can absolutely think your way through any encounter.
Bet.
Yes. All right. Well, then, Here's the hard part of the conversation. We need to talk comfort.
Yeah.
This game deals with blood.
Well, yeah.
One of our players is named Blood. So,
So does it deal with like
does
jam?
anybody
Is what you're
have
trying to
any?
say? Lost
Does
jam?
anybody have any particular issues with descriptions of violence and gore, or like any types of stuff that we want to avoid in that way?
Yeah, I know for me, eye stuff is generally not cool. That it gives it squigglies.
The squigglies.
Okay.
It's the word that came out when I said it, but you all know exactly what I'm feeling in that moment. That's the truth of it. So, you know, I don't mind something, you know, in the background, but I definitely don't want it full description, and I'd rather not our characters, like, you know.
No Joker's magic trick from the Dark Knight.
We don't need
Basically, yeah.
All right.
Solo.
Let me just cross out Baldur's Gate 3 storyline.
Yep.
Mhm.
I have two, I think. Mine
Yes.
would be like, okay, it's kind of specific, so it's torture with fingernails. That, or like nails just in general, skeeves me. Like, my fingers hurt thinking
So,
about
like,
it.
yeah.
You can thank Criminal Minds for that one. That scarred me for life. And then the other one is like graphic descriptions of decay. Don't want that. Like, general descriptions, totally fine.
That
But
is an important note for one of our players.
Gross.
The other thing I will say is I would like us to not actually do torture. I feel like that's
That's fair.
it's fine if, like, we walk out of the room, fade to black on it. That's okay. But
Okay.
I really don't want to roleplay torture.
Not a discomfort thing, but I feel like it might be safer for Twitch and also for YouTube if we, like, when we feed, we don't go into, like, then you stick your teeth into their neck and, like, drink them dry like they're a raisin now or anything like that. Maybe just, like, you guys feed, we move on, sort of thing.
But can I say I have a bendy straw?
The person becomes the bendy straw, I think.
Get a little
There
floppy.
is an amount of specificity that we'll require. Like I said, I'll need to know if you've killed someone, but absolutely we can keep that brief and as nondescript as needed.
We don't want to scare Emerald, you know?
Oh yeah. I'm sure Emerald's the one that'll be scared.
Also, adorable bean might be my
I
favorite
saw
compliment.
that too. I appreciate you, Emerald. Oh God.
Blood, Darkness, neither of you have really had much aside from agreeing with everybody else. Stop being so agreeable. Come up with your own rules.
I'm fine with
I
just
mean-
about whatever, my dude. Like,
My rules would.
Go ahead, Blood. Sorry.
No, I not a whole bunch skeeves me out when it comes to roleplay and tabletop. So
Thanks, AO3.
Thanks, AO3. What's even worse is AO3 is not the worst.
I'm aware. I'm very much aware.
But no, so like,
Are you aware?
I hope not.
I've gotten very good at disassociating.
As your friend, I will say, if you have to dissociate through an event, that sounds like something we should avoid.
Not disassociating through an event, but just like pulling that part of the thing and not letting it like touch, you know?
Listen, I know it's like poison.
That
You're
is
addicted.
self-dissociating.
Shush,
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
like-
fine.
If it's
Okay,
poison,
fine.
you know.
I feel like,
Depersonalizing.
yeah, I think that's more of what they're trying to say.
It's
Because what you're actually describing is a trauma response, but what I feel like you're trying to say is that you have the ability to separate game from life.
yes.
I think also the first bit though, but we're not here for that. I'm not on the clock.
Listen, guys, I
Yeah,
already
don't worry,
had
I'll text your
therapy
therapist
today.
for you.
It's fine.
You can't already be defending one of the player characters. You don't know anything about them yet.
Willow.
They sip after Asterion. I know everything I need to know. It's fine.
Right, you're fuzzy.
I know, it's because I'm readjusting in my chair. My booty hurts.
Willow's
Darkness, did
fine.
you have
Everything's
anything
fine.
you wanted to add to this?
So I agree with everyone. My fear is something to do with a lot of Spokane movies and themes, but I will suffer through it if it becomes part of it because
No.
of the
Can you
nature
specify?
of vampires and what sometimes happens depending on which we chose. They can become very close to zombies, and I'm not gonna take that away from y'all. So go
I
for
don't know.
it.
My brain
specifically-
didn't even go to.
Yeah, but the point of this conversation is to talk about what our limits are. So if zombies are a soft limit, or zombie related stuff is a soft limit, that's still something we need to know.
I can deal with like description.
Likewise, if somebody is going right,
But like, it only freaks me out. Like, I read a book on it. It gave me nightmares. And then I can't watch the shows. And then Baldur's Gate, I freaked out in that one. Yeah.
That's not true.
But if it's just gonna be like a little portion of it, I'm totally fine.
So necromancy off the
all right.
table.
Well,
I've literally played Necromancers.
that
It's just
and
like,
then also when it's happening, like if something like that comes up in a scene, if it starts to be too much, and this goes for anybody with anything, feel free to either call it out verbally, say, hey, can we move on, or whatever you need to do. And if you want to keep it discreet, you can DM myself, or if it's something being brought on by a player, you can DM them. Whatever you need to do to be comfortable in the situation to move past the moment.
Sounds good.
Because that is the most important part, is that we're playing a game, so we're all here to have fun, and if somebody's not having fun, then we're playing the game wrong.
yeah.
Emerald, I
We
had
don't
so
have
much faith in
a
you,
visual.
and then it's gone.
We don't have a visual red light, green light system. A visual signal. Do we want to develop some? I can change the color in my back.
I know. I was about to be like, you got a
Since
way.
we do have these,
Fuck.
Fuck.
so we can
That
put
could be-
like red light, green light stuff.
I can't
in
do those though.
I mean,
That's
I
true.
have like
If blood
a
does those,
rainbow
our scribble.
fan. I'll just kind of be like, no, all the
Yeah,
rainbows.
Blood,
All
you've already established that your limits are above everybody else's limits.
That's
The
fair.
the other thing that people can do is, I've seen people do like the X, right?
Oh,
X
no.
like
Mhm.
wrestlers will do.
That's true.
That sort of stuff. Those are very easy, simple things that you can do. And these are just, this is a backup, right? I feel like a lot of us will speak up, right?
Mhm.
We had this issue on the One Shot Wonderarium, and we spoke up and we dealt with it and we moved on, right? But sometimes people get into trauma brain and they verbally shut down. So I want to have a backup option just in case.
Honestly, I think the
Absolutely.
X or that
Yeah, I think
is
X.
a nice like visible version for us.
Okay.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure that it's in like a way, because like if I do it like this, no one's gonna see it. Versus if I do it like this or like on a darker surface, it'll work.
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
Or
you can
this.
also
This is
just do-
pretty obvious. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't like making a big scene when things like that happen. I don't know. Listen,
Well,
last time that
I do think
happened,
we
like
have to be
on
careful
the one
doing
where
this
I took off
because
my
we're playing a
headset and I
vampire
was like,
game.
oh wait.
Flag on the play.
I think we need to be careful with this because we're playing a vampire game, and I think it's inevitable that one of us is going to try and like do the symbol of the cross to try and scare someone.
That's also true.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's why
That's
I was
true,
thinking
yeah.
more of the wrists, crossing at the wrists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would have to do bigger. You could do hands. You could do a version
Yeah.
like this. But yeah, I don't think cross.
I mean,
though that would be kind of thematically great as a no for the vampire.
actually,
I will say that it just there's too much crossover and it will get inadvertently done at some point. I think you're right.
I mean, we
there.
could also just
Exactly.
do like sign
Yeah.
language too.
The no.
Like this is no. This
That
is
is
yes.
so ableist. I don't know how to read.
You have hands?
That's
the sign?
God.
That does explain why your background is wrong.
We've hidden it. It's fine.
It just says, "Hey,
You
do
didn't
crap."
hide
I
the
don't know.
important part. So
But yeah.
also, look at this beautiful scene of Spokane, Washington that I'm in.
Wow.
Yeah, this is definitely what this area looks like, with the
definitely.
beautiful blue sea and castle.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
gaslighting. We had a trigger for gaslighting in the beginning of the show, right?
I,
No,
maybe.
that's my character.
Girl, that's
bread and
finished.
butter.
Emerald.
Yeah, so moving on from blood and violence, there is inherent sexuality in this game. So what is everybody's comfort with that? I know we've already talked about in past games, fade to black on scenes of sex.
Mhm.
So I'm going to continue that forward, but is there anything else that that anybody wants to bring in with this specific topic?
I feel like just to kind of like say it out loud, like I assume that sexual violence is
Is a no.
that is
Definite
a no.
no.
Yeah.
Big no.
I figure it's always assumed, but it's good to say it out loud just so everyone's on the same page.
Absolutely.
If you didn't, I was
So
going to say
any
it.
act,
Okay.
any act of sexual content will have to be absolutely consensual, or it will not be on.
Yes.
And if a NPC is being an ass, we get to murder them immediately.
Done.
Valid.
I will say I do know that there is a
What about
a portion of Vampire the Masquerade, like there's the siren abilities that is very inherently sexual. Granted, I don't have that
Mhm.
one, but
I
like,
chose that one.
well, there we go.
So real quick, do you want to tell us what that ability says, and we can talk about what that means for us?
Darkness, that's yours.
Let me find it.
Well, Darkness was the one that chose it. I chose Scene Queen. So
Wait, did I not choose it? What would it be under?
Should it be under your abilities? Question mark.
it would be under Predator type.
Ah.
Should also be towards the top of the page.
Oh, I guess I didn't choose it. I thought I chose it as an ability.
I mean, I can also read it as well. I'll pull it up. So
I mean, if nobody has it, it doesn't matter.
fair. Never mind.
I thought I had chosen
You don't know.
it, but
I
might
could
have
choose. No,
changed
I
it.
won't choose it.
I was about to say, weren't you going to be a
You
gutter
won't
rat?
choose
You
it.
can't do siren, boo boo. You would just go hungry.
Tony's always hungry.
Don't you pigeonhole me. All right?
Wouldn't it be garlic hold you? Or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just got a point. Gutter rats can be hot. Case in point, Aladdin.
He had no
Tree
nipples.
rats.
It's kind of disconcerting.
And as we all know, that is the sexiest that a human being can be.
Yeah, because
Nipples?
nipples are
Yes.
the devil's.
When they're no
toys.
longer a mammal,
The
that's when
devil's
they're sexiest. Rev, what?
Tony, I would like
Have you been
to
talking
point
to
out
Sky again
there
about
are
their
people
particular
without nipples.
preferred?
No.
That is true. That is
There are
true.
people
You're
without-
right. Yeah,
You've
I will
just made a
retract that
horrible
statement. I will retract that statement.
Wow.
That is on par with women without uteruses aren't women.
It's close, but it's the same.
I don't.
Oh my lordy. Anyway,
Wow, Tony's getting canceled.
does this mean people with 3 nipples
Oh,
are extra holy?
Emerald has asked.
Extra. Anyway.
I'm not. Are there any other areas of concern that anybody wanted to cover? Because, like, sexuality and violence are kind of the 2 big ones in this.
I actually have a question more about the world lore, and obviously since this is gonna be kind of just like we're doing this little show, and then the kind of vampires we're going to run into, I'm sure different clans have different behaviors, but should we be aware of certain clans matched with certain behavior? Because like I built my character, but I didn't go through and read like, well, these are all just scumbuckets. These are all like holy knights of an ancient order or whatever.
So yeah, there's not any sort of like that deep understanding that you'll have to know, but what I can do is just send you a quick thing that I can also read off, but this way you guys have it. It will be in the Crimson Knights chat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The one
but
that
it's just a quick, like, 2-sentence. Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I've got a 2-sentence description for all of the clans, so mine's going to take longer than whatever you were about to say.
Okay. I was just going to say the one that I was going to play. If you read the description, that it literally had like a political stance, and it was like conservative and like high class, or
So,
high class, but like upper class. So all I could think was like the Idaho people that all moved there are super rich and are very much assholes.
yes, Emerald, we have a Discord. That being said, it's not currently open to the public. We are
But,
still
yes.
working on the logistics of that.
So go ahead.
And yes, that's exactly what they're talking about there. So just top down in the order that I have written, which is no particular. The Bruja are known for their passion and rebellious nature. They're often seen as fierce warriors and intellectuals. They're driven by strong convictions and are quick to anger, making them powerful allies and formidable foes. The Toreador are masters of beauty and desire. They tend to be artists and performers and seducers. They're deeply passionate and are drawn to aesthetics in all forms. However, their preoccupation with beauty can make them vulnerable to obsession and distraction. The Ventru often act as leaders in vampire society. They're aristocratic and adventurous. Ambitious, not adventurous. I don't know how to read. I already said that. They're skilled manipulators and are often involved in politics, business, and finance. They strive for power and control, seeking to maintain their dominance, both on mortals and vampires. So in world, they're going to be like city council members, stuff like that. Malkavians, known for their madness and insight, the Malkavians are a clan plagued by visions and delusions. Brett will be playing Carl. Despite their apparent insanity, Malkavians possess a unique perspective on the world and are often able to see truths that others overlook. I reiterate, Brett will be playing Carl. Their unpredictability makes them both fascinating and dangerous.
You mean Brett's just playing himself when he's not on camera?
It's fine.
Nosferatu, masters of stealth and subterfuge. The Nosferatu are hideously disfigured creatures who dwell in the shadows. They're skilled spies and information brokers, using their grotesque appearance to intimidate enemies and manipulate situations to their advantage. The Tremere. A clan of sorcerers and scholars, the Tremere are adept at blood magic and the occult. Originally a group of mortal mages who achieved immortality through vampirism, the Tremere are highly organized and secretive, using their mystical abilities to further their own agendas. The Gangrel. Nomadic and primal, the Gangrel are closely attuned to the beast within. They possess an affinity for nature and the animal kingdom, often taking on characteristics of the creatures they associate with. Gangrel vampires are fierce warriors and survivalists, thriving in the wilderness and embracing their inner beast. These are probably the ones that in this area would often be mistaken for Bigfoot. The La Sombra are masters of darkness and manipulation. The La Sombra are aristocratic vampires with the talent for control. They have an affinity for shadows and darkness, using their powers to dominate others and manipulate their surroundings. La Sombra vampires are often involved in politics and intrigue, using their influence to further their own agendas. So whereas the Ventru are trying to control everything, the La Sombra just want control within their sphere. And that other one, Blood, do you have any idea on how to pronounce this last one?
Salubri.
I've never heard it spoken. What? Nope.
Which one are you talking about?
Number 9 on my list.
Where's your fucking list? God damn.
The list.
Mish.
I said the Crimson Knights.
They did
Oh,
say that, yes.
Mish?
Zimishi?
I would pronounce it Zimish.
I would say Zimish,
Zimish.
yeah, the T is silent, like...
Zimish.
Zimish. Also, Tony, you're muted.
That happened
Damn it.
fast.
How long have you been talking, Tony?
I've just
10
realized
seconds
my clan isn't on here.
Which one did you choose?
I will get it added on.
I can do it.
I don't remember.
I can do it brief.
Yeah, if you wanna.
One from me.
So I'm gonna do the Zmiss first. Masters of flesh shaping and body modification, they are ancient, enigmatic vampires who embrace their monstrous nature. They're skilled craftsmen and artists, sculpting their bodies and those of their victims into grotesque works of art. Think a lot of the serial killers from the Hannibal TV series. Zimish vampires are feared for their cruelty and their ability to bend flesh and bone to their will.
That one, I thought about the pot
but-
demon and Demon Slayer.
By the way, I did look it up, and it's Zimichi.
Michi.
So I was
Zimichi.
right.
Oh, Italian. Okay.
Or I was close.
It's Zamichi or Shamichi is the two things that I'm saying, but Zamichi is the main one.
Michi, no.
Zimichi. Yeah, Blood, if you could talk a little bit about your clan.
Yeah, so I am gonna be the Salubri, Cyclops, Soul Thieves, Dalhills, and Solot's progeny. Basically, we are a people whom are rare and solo. Salubri children are few, and it is whispered there are only 7 ever existing at one time. But whether or not that remains true in the modern night cannot be confirmed. According to their customs, Salubri sires embrace only when they reach Golconda, thereby passing on their curse anew each time. But again, the current state of kindred affairs calls this into question. So they are predominantly very psionic in their abilities, and very secluded because we are hunted by the other kindred.
I don't think mine's on there either. But I'm really bad at maneuvering this.
Which one did you get?
Yeah, well,
Catif?
Oh, the Katif?
Catif.
see, at this point, we're now just pointing out how bad I am at making big lists.
Yeah. Gosh. I don't know anything about them. I can't remember why I chose them. And I don't know how to get there.
The Katif are the clanless.
I'm relying on others right now.
I've got this one. I got it.
I appreciate you, Blood.
I love the Katif are actually really, really cool. They are the clanless, panderers, orphans, viewed by the others in the Masquerade as trash, scum, lower than, because most oftentimes their bloodlines cannot be traced.
So they're your Hamiltons, bastards, immigrants, sons of whores and Scotsmen sort of thing. I was listening to Hamilton earlier.
It's more along the lines of Because the way you're turned is that you are fully drained, and then someone has given you some of their blood.
Mhm.
So, like, you inherently know who your clan is because you have your sire. For them, they don't. Someone did this to them and left.
Yep.
They're now just in this world with no information, and that's why they're looked down on in that way.
Yep.
And that is why I went to drag queens, because no other part of society is as accepting and lovely and kind, as
Valid.
dramatic as they can
Tell
be.
me you want to play a guild that has a lot of trust and familiar issues without telling me you want to play a clan.
Hashtag found family.
Hashtag.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Okay, there is a reason that
Alright.
fairy tale
Well,
is
that's
my favorite
kind
guilty
of.
pleasure.
Why is that a guilty pleasure? It's just a good anime
It is.
It's so cute.
and manga that you're reading.
I love it.
And don't be guilty about it. You're gonna turn into therapy.
Dude, listen, tabletop RPGs is just an alternative to therapy. It's fine. Anyway,
Brett can tell us why that's healthy.
I was gonna say
No.
Rev is our therapist half
No.
the time.
I'm the group therapist?
no, no.
Yeah. We tell everyone on you. Wait, how do I say that? Anytime anyone gets all apologetic, you're the one we tell.
Oh no. He's the
So
there's a
They're
difference
the-
between
they're like-
therapist and Reb's job description.
okay, so Rev is kind of like the dad in a way, where like, and it's just like, if you don't do this, I'm telling your father, and it's like, no, wait, you know, like that kind of, like, they're the parent that you don't want to get tattled on.
I think I'm more of like the group bartender friend. They give you pretty decent advice, but they're going to judge you completely and not silently about it.
Hey, y'all.
Damn.
We
Our
have
tangent just had a tangent.
Yes.
Yeah.
We take 3 left turns and.
We're back.
Shall we continue back on with the plot?
Emerald. It doesn't. It we can have more than one.
Seems
dad.
like
It's fine.
Tony's the parent.
We have
No,
two
just like-
dads.
I mean, Brett is the paladad.
That's true.
True.
Very true.
Very
Anyway.
The first time in like a year I've said it without the additional syllable.
The
Proud of
bread
you.
potato.
I appreciate that. Can someone clip that? Someone clip-
But yeah, back on topic.
Tony's
like Tony
the
said.
eldest sibling.
So, this world that you're setting us up
All
to
right,
die in.
that is the. Yes, so that's the extent of what I have prepped to just throw at you in terms of world stuff. Now we're going to talk game stuff. So if everyone could look at a character sheet, preferably a completed one. I will pull one up myself. Also, if I turn into a robot and or die, this is why.
Don't die. We need you.
I'll try. So, unlike other TTRPGs, which I know a lot of us will be more familiar with, your skills and main abilities are disassociated from each other. So you don't have a strength ability and strength skills. You instead have abilities and then separately skills. So whenever I'm setting a DC for something, so say Tony's character wants to shoot some guy in the face, I can then pick which of the stats I think is going to apply. And because in this instance, Tony is running away from the guy while shooting, I'm going to say that this is going to be a stamina one. And then he's also shooting them, so I'm going to say stamina and firearms. So Tony would then roll dice equal to the dots that he has total for both of those abilities. So in this example, Tony, what are you rolling? How many do you have?
For stamina and
Now,
firearms.
as the person without a completed character sheet, you picked the best person for
I
an
can-
example here.
You want to use me, dude?
Perfect.
One second. Let me.
Yes, I'll use you.
See.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me
What
get
happened?
to Rev's bullying Tony.
Oh.
So stamina, I have 3, and firearms, I have 1, so that'd be 4 altogether. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay. So you would roll your 4d10s, and you can use the webpage itself. It's got its own dice roller, or you can roll physical d10s, or Vampire does have its own proprietary dice.
How do I dark?
Here's something that's important.
How do I dark?
Your hunger level determines how many of your dice are going to be hunger dice.
Mm-hmm.
And
What are hunger dice?
for rolling, I'm going there, don't worry. If your hunger level is 1, that means every time you roll, one of, in this case, the 4 dice will be a hunger die. Whenever you're rolling, you're looking for just successes or fails. So anything above a 6 is a success, anything below is a fail. We're looking at the total number of successes. So in this situation of running away from somebody and trying to shoot them, I would say a DC of like 3. So Blood is just looking for 3 or more successes. Now, if you crit success or crit fail on your hunger die, so getting a 10 or a 1, then that means that your vampiric nature is going to show as a result of whatever it is. So if you crit succeed on this particular moment, maybe your fangs flash out and you have this moment of like hyper speed and you spin around, steady the gun impossibly fast and shoot the person. You did succeed, but anybody who saw now knows for sure that you just did something supernatural. Or if you fail, maybe you've gone into a bloodlust and you do shoot the person, but you now have lost control of yourself and are attacking them for the blood. So the hunger die plays into that aspect of it. It's the chance of your bestial nature breaking free from your control.
Mm-hmm.
The more hungry you are, the more of your dice are replaced with hunger dice.
Yep.
The way criticals work in this is if you do get a 10 on the die, it's potentially a critical. It's when they come in pairs that they actually count. So if you get 3 7s and a 10, you have 4 successes. But if you have 2 10s, now both those dice count as double successes. So if you have 2 7s and 2 10s, that means that you have the original 2 and an additional 4. So bringing you to 6. So unlike a lot of dice pooling games where your dice explode, we don't have that. There's no chance of continuing to roll, but you can potentially get double the number of dice. If you're rolling 4 dice and they're all criticals, then that's going to be 8 successes.
Because the numbers, correct me if I'm wrong, the numbers don't matter for the actual gameplay of it. It just matters on whether or not it succeed or fail.
Right. It is binary. It's yes or no.
Okay.
There was something else I was going to say about dice while I was thinking about it, and I've lost it. I'm going to blame Tony because he was looking away when I said it.
Gosh, Tony.
The hunger dice should be the dice of a different color, right?
Yes.
Yes, you want it to be distinguishable. Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I have these
so
super cool
the reference
red and black dice that I was given when I was like
Yeah.
10. Finally got a use.
Yay!
I did send a picture in our chat as reference dice. These are the vampire specific dice, and you'll notice they have blank spots. These dice are mostly empty. They only have 5 spaces with anything printed on them.
Yep.
Yeah. health is much lower of a resource in this. It's not like D&D where, late game you're going to have 100 hit points and you can go tank anything you want. You are potentially very long-lived, but ostensibly still a mortal thing. And can be killed readily by most other mortal things. I did already touch kind of at the top on hunger. Every time you feed, that's going to reduce your hunger by 1, but you can never get rid of that last one unless you fully kill something. Which, if any of you have the feeding restriction that you can only eat dead bodies, that means that you can never get rid of your hunger. Yes, Bright.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm not raising my hand. I'm just thinking.
Okay, it looked like you were. Did anybody have any questions over what was just talked about? Because it can be confusing. I had to reread the rule on it like 5 times.
If we have any questions on it, we probably can be discussed here. Let's move on. Well, to be discussed later. Unless Chad has any questions.
Chat, do you have questions?
Do you want to know more, chat?
We don't care anymore. We're moving on.
Okay, well.
Sorry, Chad. I tried to care. I really did try.
You had your opportunity. You were too slow.
Dang.
Rev's also just a butt sometimes.
Doesn't sound like Rev. Doesn't sound like Rev at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, my hunger die is this bloodstone die that the wife gave me. Can't see it, I don't think.
So,
Ooh.
you are going to have more than one of the hunger die.
Oh, I know, but just starting out with,
Starting
I have
off,
this
yeah.
one specifically.
You will also notice one of the status bars that you have is willpower.
Mm-hmm.
You can sacrifice your will by spending that as a resource to re-roll some of your dice. So in that shooting instance of Blood's character running away from somebody and only having 4 dice, if I set that DC at a 5, Blood would have to get a critical on that. So if Blood did not get high enough, they could then be like, okay, well, I'm going to spend this many points of willpower. And it's 1 per roll. But it lets you re-roll up to 3 dice. So Blood could then re-roll whatever they needed to try and get the critical to succeed on that check.
Yup.
That is the basic mechanics of the game. Does anybody have any powers that they're unsure of, or any specific questions that they wanted to go over?
I do have some stuff in my background that we're gonna have to workshop a bit. With my feeding requirements.
Mm-hmm.
I get an ally.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I do as well, but something discussed off stream probably.
Yeah.
We'll have to hang out tomorrow.
That sort of deep stuff we can absolutely do off stream. Well, I mean, tomorrow I've got Thirsty Thursday.
I also
We're
have
still
Thursday.
thirsty.
A prior engagement
Gosh.
with some
All
queer
day?
folk. That's fair. I guess I could talk to you some other time during the day. I just really like to limit my exposure with you.
This explains why I haven't been hanging out on Tuesdays.
Oh!
Yeah. Wow.
Shots fired.
Call me out.
I mean,
Tony,
If it
where are you at
shoots,
in
wear
character
it.
creation?
Do you need any help, buddy?
I heard activation.
Where are you at in character creation?
Okay.
Agent Tony, you're being activated.
Sleeper.
Guys, suddenly I gotta
Let
go.
me get the hat out of the closet.
Where's Federico?
Frederico's here.
Isn't kidnapped you yet?
But more importantly,
Oh no!
I've been
Agent Tony
activated.
is an astronaut?
Let's face it.
Absolutely.
This is so weird.
This is super uncomfortable. Anyway,
The fanfiction gone wrong.
I love the Russian spy idea of like, honey, we've been activated. We must now be cosmonauts.
It's like Martian, except just like I said, gone wrong.
all right. I'm currently I have selected my clan.
Yeah.
Which I know we talked about off stream. I'll mention it here. I've picked Nosferatu. I've done my attributes and skills, which the way, for those of you who aren't familiar with Vampire the Masquerade, what I've been learning is that the powers and skills basically, you have so many that you can put this many dots in, so many you can put this many dots in, so many you can put this many, and you have to pick and choose. You don't get to roll for I get a 7 in this, right? Like, you get a standard array effectively.
Yeah.
And
To
so
be fair,
I've
there
done that.
is a couple different versions of the standard array.
Yes. And in
There
fact,
are.
there's a
So you can
balance.
choose,
There's
like,
a specialist.
where you're really good at a couple. Yeah.
And I don't remember what the third is, other than balance and specialist.
Jack of all.
But yeah, jack of all trades. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Given my character, there's some specialization been going down. So, and then I've assigned all of those. I'm now actually reading through the disciplines and powers, which for Nosferatu, the disciplines are animalism, obfuscate, and potence. So I'm trying to figure it out.
And you only
Believe
get,
in you.
you get to choose from those, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am going to pick some animalism, because I have decided that my Nosferatu was doing pharmaceutical research, which means that they likely have lab rats or some sort of creature that they're testing things on.
He is
And
the
that's
rat king.
perfect. That's a perfect type
Actually,
of
the
thing.
possum.
He's
Or
more
the raccoon, considering it's
It's Morbin
Okay.
time.
Could be possums, could be pigs, you know.
Oh
it's
god,
whatever.
just do the possum, do the possum. It has to live on.
Oh no. No. I can't do that.
We open to a singed possum leaving the burned wreckage of the dispensary.
And then I think I think I'm gonna do obfuscate. That just feels a little bit better for the almost like investigatorial style of this character. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, and I've got powers
So
within
you're building
those.
like
Cool.
you're building a Johnny Dollar type character.
I'm kind of just seeing where the movement takes me, and I'm building the character after the fact, honestly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, I got it.
Also,
Is it too
Johnny
much?
Dollar was a popular radio show detective in the 40s and 50s.
I can breathe again. Okay.
Oxygen.
I mean, it makes sense. You're not wearing your helmet anymore. You're depressurized.
Yeah.
Thank you for laughing at my joke.
And Darkness, while you color on your knees, where are you at in character creation?
Got
Wow.
it. All set up.
Nice. Are you think you're happy with it? You kind of know what you want to do?
So,
All right, sweet. Tell us about your character. Because at the top, all you had was as drag queens.
As drag queens.
drag
What else do
queen.
you really need?
So my name is Helen Less. Kind of. I still can't do it.
Katif.
And then a scene queen, Katif. Scene queen, so makeup artist, which is why she's helping out the drag queens. She thinks the world needs more
Helping.
color. Helping. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than that.
All right.
I'm really out of it
No,
today. I
that-
apologize.
No, that gives us somewhere to. No. That gives us somewhere to go with that. I think this is going to be cool.
Oh, I guess I should have mentioned that.
I do also like the idea that you went. Sorry, go ahead.
No, good. I said should probably mention the fact that my specialty with Willow is tech. Like, they do techie stuff.
So, like Donatello, they do machines.
Yep.
Dirty.
Hmm.
Hopefully
Does
they
that
don't
make me
get
cool
stuck.
and rude, or a party dude?
Depends on which version of the TNT.
So, Darkness, I was going to say, it actually works out really well with your clan change, what you want to do. Because it makes sense that somebody who is caitiff may not know that you shouldn't have an entourage of humans.
Yeah. Figured they don't really understand anything. They were just kind of woke up on the street and were welcomed in the nightlife of the 9.
Nice. All right. One moment. Let me. Brett, your character, a location that will likely be important to your character is a bar called Mootsie's. Mootsys.
Mootsies.
Moots.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
That is absolutely the vibe that your character gives off.
The fact that there's just
How
a
do you
bar
spell it one more time?
casually for the
Mootsies?
insane in Washington. Let's go.
MOOT.
Mootsys. Mootsys.
Thank you.
There's bars you can walk into in that area that you look around once and you're like, yeah, no, and you walk out.
That's exactly the kind of bar I like to go to.
No, because there was that one that we tried to go to eat. We walked in and everyone was staring at us and we're like, yeah, no.
Oh, you're talking about Bigfoots.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like really gross dive bars because that's my go-to bar.
Nah.
And then I had
I didn't
for
go bye-bye.
blood. Your character will probably frequent the satellite diner. And Bright, your character can constantly be seen at the Gilded Unicorn.
Yes, I love
These
that
are
place.
all real places that I have been to recently, even for research, but also for dates.
Isn't the Gilded Unicorn not a gay bar? Or am I thinking of a different place?
So
We're not a gay bar. Good look.
it's not a gay bar. It's just a really nice Americano restaurant.
Okay, yeah. We thought it was a gay bar at one point.
I mean, with a name like the Gilded Unicorn, why
It's
isn't
fair.
it?
Yeah.
But what they do have beneath a mounted unicorn head is a steampunk rifle.
Great.
Respect.
And they're also in a basement.
Because why not?
As most unicorns can be found.
Yep.
I'm so
All right. With that, we've kind of covered all of the stuff that like I have prepped to discuss. So I think now's a good time for us to cut to a break. Let's go to the bathroom, get drinks, snacks, do all that stuff, and we come back. It'll be time for you guys to lead this and talk to each other and me with what you want and build out a sort of party dynamic. You guys are going to be thrown together. There's very little chance of you guys knowing each other in the past, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to go into session 1 with some idea of party dynamics.
Mhm.
Alrighty, we'll be right back. Bye, guys. Boop, boop, boop.
Hello.
The best time to take a bite.
I have cabbage.
We love it.
I have a bowl of raw cabbage in blackberry vinegar.
That sounds delightful.
Those are choices. I've never done that before. We'll have to try it.
I love the response. Those are choices.
To be fair, I love sour and I love cabbage.
Also try.
I'd happily do this with a bowl of white vinegar. I also have gummy worms.
On a random side note that is relevant to Vampire the Masquerade, on the lore sheets there is one called Theo Bell, and I keep reading it as Taco Bell. And I don't know if anyone else has done that.
I haven't, but I love it.
I had not, but I will now.
Yep. And I keep wanting
You
to
said
click
you had
on
a question about something?
Yes, it actually is about the lore sheets. So what are these for? Like, it's part of the advantages and flaws, and it looks like if I click on them, it goes, oh,
Did you answer your own question, babe?
maybe potential. But
So
can you
it's go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, can you pick more than one of them? Is that what this is? Because it, like, I don't think you can. But like for the lore sheets, it looks like it gives like a background of like, is it like the type of vampiric bloodline you have besides clan? The cootery. It's in advantages and flaws underneath backgrounds.
So that's in the character builder, which I
Yeah.
can't see.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well then, Bahari it is.
Oh, and we've been reading them
Yeah.
as you've been posting them. Blood M says you're muted.
That's awkward.
It's okay. Blood never has anything important to say.
You know, I just explained
Never.
what Bright was asking. It's all good, because Toby started howling right before I unmuted any fucking way, so like... Bleh. Thank you, Em.
Do we need to start using Toby's attitude as our like timing alarm?
No, because he starts throwing a fit, like legitimately, right before we go live. He's a prissy little bitch and thinks I need to go to sleep at like 7 o'clock at night. No, thank you. But yeah, no,
He is like 85, so it does kind of make sense.
okay, then he can go Mimi's on his own.
Dare you?
Yeah, Mimi.
He is a
You haven't
baby.
heard them use that term?
Mimi,
Right, we use a
it's-
term called bed night.
So actually, I can explain my,
Later. Let's continue with what we're doing right now.
Mimir is Spanish for sleep. Mimi's.
Hmm.
I'm from New Mexico.
Isn't Mimir also a god of dreams?
No, Mimir was a advisor to Odin.
You're thinking Norse. I think Rev was thinking Greek.
No, I was thinking Norse. I'm thinking of Kvasir.
Mm.
Ah,
Okay, I have
You see
off
Baby
topic.
Bless you.
Anyway. But yeah.
Japan has these little shots that you drink before and after you're drinking, and you aren't hungover.
Yes, they're fucking magic.
They are magic.
They're black magic, and I want some.
They're potions. I love them. Okay.
So I
It's
just
over.
need you
You know
to
we
Okay.
have
send
those
me
shots in
some of
America
those.
too, right? It's called water.
Dude, water doesn't do that to me. I'm always hungover, and you know how much water I drink.
I say while drinking.
So
pina colada.
hangover is literally just dehydration sickness
Yes.
because the alcohol dehydrates you.
Mhm.
So the way you prevent it is by being properly hydrated. I know that
Yes.
you drink a lot of water normally, but I've seen how you drink alcohol. You don't drink water when you're doing that.
I do.
It is a full glass of water for every serving of alcohol.
So how much blood are you supposed to drink since we're being vampires while you're also drinking liquor? Like, what's the ratio there?
Do
Fun
vampires
fact,
get hungover?
It
can't
is
drink.
a pint of blood per.
That's a lot of blood.
Isn't it a thing that the vampires cannot imbibe human foods and such like that anymore?
It depends on your lore.
Yes, there's because the fact that there are abilities that let you do it, that does mean that the general rule is no.
Oh.
But also, if we're going off of what we do in the shadows, if you drink a drunk person's blood, you get drunk.
Yeah, it's the same with drugs because there's literally a thing attribute that if you drink someone's blood who partakes of the drug you particularly like, you get extra buffs.
Mm-hmm.
So with
So
that,
in other words, if your character struggled with addiction before being turned, they no longer struggle with it, but they still have addiction.
I feel like that's worse.
Well, I mean, imagine you were a person who struggled with addiction and all the negative effects that came with that.
Sure.
And then tomorrow, you still had all of that, but were also kind of a god.
If I can't eat garlic, I'm good, thanks.
Seattle's a pretty
The garlic is
not
actually
Seattle.
not
Yeah,
to
but-
everyone. You have to specifically
I know,
take that flaw.
I'm being.
Also, I was going to say, based off this same conversation, all you have to do if you want to eat garlic is eat an Italian.
How many Italians live in Spokane?
Not
mean,
as many
Tony-
as there are Germans.
Tony, you're Italian?
Nope.
What's
I
Not
think
Tony's
even
so.
name?
Are they? You were like Irish. No, you're not Irish. That's close.
I think he's American. Let's move on.
But you were American.
Anyway, but yeah, so he's 100% himbo. Jesus Christ. Emerald's being thirsty in chat again, guys.
Shame.
On a side related note, I just
Also-
broke my mimic model. Like the piece that holds the model broke off because it just goes like that. Now I'm upset.
Oh,
Sad.
that's your gelatinous cube.
That's not a mimic. That's a
That's
gelatinous
gelatinous
cube. Also,
cube.
that's
Ah.
not... No, it's
You can-
supposed to open up like that. That's so you can put
No,
minis
no.
inside of it.
But no, but the piece that is connected that's supposed to put the mini in broke off the actual like face.
I have that same mini.
Yeah, it was like $5 at my local game store. Go to your local game stores and buy minis. They appreciate it, and then buy paints to do it, but then you'll never paint them.
Don't tell me what to do.
Please.
So,
Also, the local game stores here
the
are only
local game
cards.
stores here,
That's true.
the local game stores here, because it's lore specific, would be Merlin's aunties, uncles, Monkey Biz, and there's the one in the mall. Those are all
Are
the ones I go
Merlin's
to. There are like 6
aunties
others.
and uncles 3 separate stores, or is it like a family reunion?
Yes,
Good.
it is 3 separate stores that have their own like rewards programs and everything, but they're all co-owned.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Respect.
So with the character details
Oh,
and all that stuff.
And the enchanted portal.
That's a dope name.
They have dim sum.
Ooh. Dim sum's yummy.
So when can we visit you?
when they send us the care package.
You can just visit when you
Tony, you
want.
didn't make your character viewable to anyone with a link.
Darkness.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tony?
I did.
What?
Which one was that?
I
aimed
did
at,
it.
Tony?
You want to try that again?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
he fixed it.
Pedialyte isn't as good, Emerald. This stuff is
Tony,
black
what's with this
magic.
name?
Sorry, I just saw that.
Oh, I didn't put down a name.
They're
Wow.
Tony Jr.
Have you not looked at your character sheet? It gave you a name.
I see that now. I honestly wasn't paying attention that much.
What name did it
I
give
thought it was
you?
an intentional Fallout reference.
No, it
The
named my
mysterious
character.
stranger.
Ah, you're finally awake.
You got caught trying to cross the border.
Yeah, trying to get to Canada.
Well, you know.
Honestly, never mind. I'll stop that.
Fair enough.
That was a rethink real quick. But yeah, so how do we want to play this? Do we want to kind of give like basic general ideas? And I guess we need Rev to tell us how we're coming together. And like how
Well,
Yeah.
that's
So,
gonna kind of shape up if we're going to like pregame.
so you guys are going to be summoned by the Council of the Primogen.
What?
Most of you through your science. I mentioned in the first half of this that there's like a good, well, not good, but there's the lawful council here in Spokane. And they are the Primogen. They are going to be summoning you guys to deal with issues of the what did I call them? The Nightshade Syndicate, who are actively trying to out vampires in Spokane. So that is what you guys are being called for. You're essentially being created as a suicide squad to deal with this upcoming problem. Because
That's
why would they
very
want
nice.
to risk any of the blood they care about? They're going to pull in 4 randos off the street and a
With
salubri
no,
that they can, get rid of.
I'm just kind of troublesome in
they're
their
like,
territory,
yes,
aren't
yes.
I?
The world does need ditch diggers. That's basically what we are.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys win and survive, cool. They now have powerful new thralls, and if you guys win and die, great. The problem's gone and there's no leftovers. And if you guys die and lose, then they've not lost anything.
Politics.
What if we,
Switch sides.
yeah. Let's out them. Make it a free-for-all.
I
I
mean, we
mean,
can also
That's up to you.
we could also just kind of do the whole like they think vampires are real and you're gonna believe them. They're crazy. Why? What evidence do they have? And then give evidence of how to debunk it.
Meh.
Debunk their evidence.
So I guess this is
So, real quick,
Mhm.
let me go back up here. They have been, there have been breaches of the Masquerade where vampires have been captured on camera and witnessed in person using their supernatural abilities. These incidents are carefully engineered to generate fear and paranoia among mortals and to undermine the stability of vampire society.
What year is it?
It is 2024. Do you have a calendar? Or
Well,
in the game.
the reason
being a
is
jackass, it is at the present day.
okay. We can literally just slightly re-edit the video and resend it out.
Also, do vampires show up on cameras in modern day?
Mirror.
By any normal lore, they should.
Okay.
Because
That's
even a
right,
camera
because
with
it's
mirror
not
today
made of.
isn't made with silver.
Yeah, it's not made with silver anymore. Dang it. Well, that also is good considering I made my character like a cam girl / stripper. So,
My
we
wife
do.
slays in general non-binary friends.
My husband was the
let
one
me
that
try to-
suggested the idea.
Are you just trying to
So,
play out my wife's life?
I mean, I'll rename my character. I'll go with the atmospheric kind of. I'll name myself Rain just for funsies.
You named them Atmosphere.
Rename them Atmosphere, absolutely.
She would be so honored.
Bet. Here, I'll put her cam name then.
Also, Reb, if you refresh, I now have a name for this character.
Okay. It just says Brett's penis.
There you go.
I don't like the implication
you.
that either I have so many questions.
I'm the only one with the privilege here, guys.
Just gonna. It is almost closing.
Just gonna.
Closing time.
Beat you to it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Lord.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Oh no.
Brett, what might be able to say that would get you to attack him through the computer?
Nothing. You know what? Try it. Let's see what happens.
But
And if Emerald, if you're blocked, you know what you said.
And if you get blocked, I will unblock you.
I don't think that's how that works. But go ahead, flip
No.
that coin.
no,
Rev will accidentally block some poor innocent person
you right.
while trying to unblock you.
I have done that.
Yup.
Tony, what's on your mind?
I got to the end of my character stuff, and now we're here.
So,
You got a really
how
smart
would
character.
y'all?
I do.
Should we discuss our characters a little bit? Like what our strong suits are, so that we gotta figure out how our characters are gonna work together?
Yeah.
I'm looking. You guys actually have a pretty interesting spread here.
I was thinking, I was like, considering what we've all said, we're pretty well balanced.
I do think that Helen and Cruella are probably the best physically.
Oh no!
That's
Oh
not good.
no!
Willow's
not-
up there as well.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
No, it's not.
Wait, who is up there as well?
Me, Willow.
Willow.
Okay.
My highest physical trait is 3.
Guys,
Yeah.
I just
mean-
realized something on my character sheet that I have to share with you because it's real fucking weird.
Okay.
So we discussed earlier that the young vampire is called a childer, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
And of course I'm Clint Nosferatu.
Sure.
And then I think we talked off. I picked the farming feeding type. So
you eat
the
animals.
character sheet says Nosferatu, childer, farmer.
It's okay, I'm a neonate.
I'm a child Grim Reaper.
Childer Scene Queen.
That feels like a child soldier, which doesn't sound good either.
No.
I am also a child or scene queen.
Being queens together.
All right.
All right. Well, if I haven't made it obvious enough, my character's good at manipulation and talking to people.
What's everyone's highest stat, if I may ask? I'm at 4 with charisma.
Same.
4 wit.
4 intelligence.
Also intelligence.
Interesting. Considering we don't have a lot of physically strong ones, who has the most points in physical, social, or mental? Mine's are mostly in physical, apparently. Which wasn't my plan.
Mine's like all social.
Mine's mental mostly. Well, no, correction.
Mental's
I
my
have
highest.
wit is my highest, and then my physical, I have 3 in dexterity and stamina.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of evened out social to be kind of just eh.
My physical is 1 strength and then 2 dexterity and stamina. My mental is intelligence 2, wits 3, resolve 2, and then social charisma 4, and the rest are 3s for manipulation and composure.
Okay.
My highest is intimidation, which is 4.
That's a skill, not a...
Well, yes, it's charisma 4, and then intimidation's also 4. So that'll be 8 dice in total, right, DM, if I were to roll that?
If that was the specific role being asked, yes.
Okay.
But I may not put it that way.
Mhm.
So if you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pull out a gun and try and intimidate them, one of the physical stats instead, because you're intimidating with the physicality of a weapon.
I see.
So that's part of the differences in this and the game we've played the most recently of being D&D. Because they're unattached, they can kind of go anywhere.
Cool.
Also, I'm only catching bits and bobs of this conversation because my internet went dumb again.
Oh no.
Yeah, I saw that. How dare you?
I guess if we want to head down
I did
to
it on
like
purpose.
our merits and flaws to figure out where we all kind of stand on that side of things. Obviously I have the prey exclusion because I have to feed off of the sick and dying. I also have knowledge hungry and folkloric block.
I will say your prey exclusion. There is a pretty significant unhoused population here in Spokane right now, and because of the weather and also disease like addiction, there are plenty of people in very poor health. There's also the chaotic evil version of what that means. Of you have to feed off of the sick and dying.
Well,
If you shoot someone in the chest, they're dying.
if I cause them to be dying, I mean, it still works.
That actually works for me as well because I have the iron gullet advantage.
Honestly,
which allows me to feed on cold, rancid blood, or fractional plasma.
Okay, so you can like drink old, decayed, icky.
Yeah.
So
I can drink actual corpses if I want to. Yeah.
I was also gonna say that the Idaho healthcare system is really, really crappy, and Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are basically the same large city, divided by state lines. So all you have to do is go find a nursing home or other facility like that in Idaho, and
Yeah.
all of those people will be in worse health than they should be.
I was thinking nursing home too, not gonna lie. I was like, there's plenty of people dead and dying. Just go to a hospice center. You'll be fine.
Basically,
Oh, yeah.
that was 100% my plan. Because I have an
Yeah.
ally somewhere that helps me.
work-
Hi.
That
I
I've got to
work
work
at
out with
a
Rev.
senior assisted living center.
I'm just gonna go
So,
visit Rev's
yeah.
work.
Your ally will probably be one of my coworkers.
I thought you were just gonna self-insert yourself as just like, yeah, I'm friends with vampires. It's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, if anyone, Rev.
If I was in this world, I would just be a
Definitely.
vampire.
Yeah.
Or trying to join their ranks. They have a
Okay,
Facebook.
Guillermo.
They have
Yes,
a Facebook group.
Nobody likes a
Welcome them to
tryhard.
Masquerade. But yeah, so folkloric block. I can't cross running water.
Showers must be awful for you.
I'm a vampire. It's fine. But no, actually.
I
so
mean, you
with
can't cross running water. If you're in a shower, the running water is all around you.
I just can't move.
How do you turn off the shower? Do you just like throw your body into the the faucet?
That actually kind of really screws you in Spokane. There's like a big fucking river
There's a
running through the middle
Yeah.
of town.
What about you,
Which-
Tony? What are your major flaws or cool things?
Well, I mean, let's start out the coolest thing. I'm for sure repulsive. And then
In game, Tony. In game.
In game, I'm also repulsive.
Love you, buddy. I think I'm funny.
And then I have stigmata. So if I get too hungry, I will actually begin to bleed from open wounds on my hand, feet, and forehead.
I can also bleed from my forehead. It's a completely different reason, though.
Is the forehead part of the stigmata?
I just read it directly from the thing, so apparently. And then I have pre-station debts. So I know, another kindred or two others, 2 minor boons. And the debt holder wields more power and influence than you within vampire society, though not necessarily within your sect. Are we also talking boons?
Talk whatever. Spill the beans if you want to spill them.
I also
Yeah, I
took.
think you're okay with sharing at the party.
I'll share everything, but the very big one for now, because I feel like that has to come in later. I have Nuit mode, which means like vampires, apparently their body reverts to their original death state each night.
Mm-hmm.
Mine does not, which means I can have body modifications and tattoos and things like that. I love that Rev is frozen, like here,
Mid-bite.
but it looks like oh my god, that's so cool. That was my
there it goes.
I see the
Look, my-
hand toss.
My favorite part is like it was frozen like this, and then the video was catching up, so it's just.
Rev gone Cookie Monster mode.
Yes. It's great. Just,
Nom 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 nom.
So-
But yeah.
The video came back for me, with you guys talking about me eating a gummy worm fast.
Yes.
Rev is gonna have to watch this back later, just so they know what shit we said about them.
I am.
What these
I
bitches
am.
say
Well, I mean,
behind my
just so I know
back,
what you said
in
about
front of my face.
yourselves.
Say it again.
No, wait, please do.
I don't have my hearing aids in.
And I love that comment.
Wow.
once again, we'll say first thing I said was repulsive.
Pulls down
Second
collar
thing I
up
said
short.
was bleeds from hands, feet, and forehead sometimes.
Okay, but
Just sounds
people
like a really dry
are
skin.
obsessed with Dobby and My Hero.
That is fair.
That's
That is true.
true.
Dobby's he's a very crispy chicken nugget.
And smells like rotting flesh.
Crispy.
Because he is
But
covered.
he's a great dancer.
He's really not.
Okay, fine. He's a crazy dancer.
So,
That one.
Tony, I will say, for the sake of, especially with what your clan is, Nosferatu, any damage that you take will also, you'll heal from it, but it will physically never go away.
That's what I felt like, and that's so part of the Nosferatu. I think you were talking about me earlier when you said it'd be a good note for the decay stuff. And so I actually, I didn't want to lean into that anyway, as much of the decay angle. But I felt like having a very scarred character could instead be the same type of thing while avoiding that, and also being very fun as we play.
Yeah, so like you'll have the marks, they will heal over, so you're not going to constantly be covered in open wounds. But essentially, every time you get in a fight, you're going to come out looking more like someone who's been attacked by a bear.
I am damaged. Far too damaged. But
I am damaged and oh so pretty. Today.
One of my favorite Nosferatu characters ever in Vampire is somebody whose mouth was split from the edge of their lips all the way back. So they constantly wore a mask. And then when they wanted to intimidate someone, they'd pull down the mask and smile with their whole fucking face.
Oh, that's
Remember
amazing.
when I said Batman villain earlier? You're just giving me more ammunition. Also, because chat was asking, the character name I ended up picking was Dr. Silas Gloom.
Ooh.
So, you know. Right? It does have that villainy feel, doesn't it? I love it.
Emerald.
Did you say, or were you planning on saying, what you feed on?
I mentioned it earlier when I talked about,
Okay.
yeah, so I do think, I didn't say what the creature was. But I do think because, Silas works in like pharmaceuticals and stuff, it makes a lot of sense for there to be lots of lab rats around. And nobody misses a few lab rats. So, snacking at work.
I will say, it would have to be many rats to remove hunger. And it might have to clear out a lab to remove hunger entirely.
So we might have to pick another creature then, is what I'm hearing. Because that's real rough to like clear out an entire lab's worth. So I may have to look back at that.
I am just thinking of like the logistics of the amount of blood. Because if you drain a creature this big, and you're like, "Hey guys, I have no negative effects," and then somebody else is like, "I just killed an entire preschool, and I might still have problems."
Unrelated though. I just killed an entire preschool. We're like,
This
what?
Skywalker, there's too many of them.
Also, I do love it. I just killed an entire preschool, and I ate that guy over there. That's why I'm not hungry anymore.
What?
As someone who's unfamiliar with this game, I feel like a normal Nights of Feeding would not be an entire preschool. I just want to like that feels like that's a lot.
It's just Miss Johnson's class.
Well, actually, a normal night of feeding could be an entire preschool. There should only be like a custodian there. It's night of feeding.
But
Ta-da.
turns out the janitor is Van Helsing, and we're all just gonna die.
Oh God.
Anyway, what I'm getting at here is,
Yes,
I don't.
essentially 1 or 2 people is the norm. So you would want to try and match that.
Per night or per week?
That was my question.
A night.
Yeah.
You would want to, generally you would feed at least once a day. You wouldn't necessarily drain someone fully, but if you were hungry, then yeah, 1 or 2 a night.
Okay.
Just go for the tallest person who probably has the best blood volume.
I mean, height wouldn't necessarily be the biggest factor there. I'd go with weight.
Yes.
You want someone
Well,
with
that was-
more volume.
Yeah. Well, because I'm thinking like gym people, they do technically weigh more because muscle weighs more than fat, and because they are, lack of a better term, pumping
Muscle
iron.
weighs more, but a fatter person has more body, and you still have to get blood flowing to the entire body.
True.
So I would argue a person who is morbidly obese would probably have more blood than a person who is of the same weight but a bodybuilder.
Okay, weird thing. I would go the opposite.
Yeah?
Because fat has decreased blood running through it than muscle. So you actually have more muscle per ounce, or more blood per ounce for muscle.
That's interesting. You know what? We're gonna debate this all night. Let's just look it up.
Well,
I was about to
actually,
be like, 'cause,
when
that's
donating
what I
plasma,
thought.
And
they will
this is
give you
why
more
we're
money.
on a watch list.
You're on a different watch list than I am, Blood, for the record.
If you type into Google the
probably have
sentence
some
"Do larger
similar watch
people
list
have
things.
more?" the first thing that fills in is blood.
I actually follow someone on TikTok and Instagram that does blood resin art, where they will infuse the resin with blood and will make things from it, like dice or pendants, rings, things like that. Which I think is kind of cool.
Mm. Very nifty. Kind of want one.
But yeah, when you're donating plasma, they actually will pay you more, depending how much the more you weigh, because you have more to give, in theory.
Yeah.
Not by a lot, but enough.
Yeah, everything I'm
Unless
showing kind of touches on all the points we've hit of, yeah, probably a little bit more, but
Not a big
because
difference.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a disappointing answer.
Well, I mean, it takes the blood of 400 people to get the iron from that blood to make a decent longsword.
I've always
other than
hated
iron.
that fact. Because anytime I've come across the sentence, I'm going to forge a sword in the blood of my enemies, I've always taken it to mean you're going to temper it with the blood.
Like quench it or whatever?
Thereby infusing the blood in it. Yeah. And then you need one person.
Yeah.
Not, I'm going to massacre an entire village to make this one sword.
There's a whole...
That's a decent town in the Dark Ages.
There's a whole Tumblr fucking post, a
Yeah.
whole line of this shit that goes into fucking detail on how this shit could possibly work. All of the different aspects,
they're
whether or not...
wrong.
And they do
Because
bring
they're
up the
doing it the
quenching
hard
in
way.
blood.
They do,
Well, but they do
bring
up
that
the
up.
quenching in blood.
But then they also put out that they could use the bones and infuse that into the metal to make a form of
carbon.
steel, a high carbon steel.
So that
my
actually
question.
comes from real historical usage. There are a lot of cultures, including Vikings, that would burn bones of certain animals while forging weapons to try and imbue the attributes of those animals into their weapons. And
in
whether they knew it or
actuality,
not,
accidentally
one of the things
carbon.
they were doing was adding carbon to the iron, turning it into a primitive steel.
Yep.
So yeah.
So here's my question: Can we, if Tony's character has the crafting thing, can we give them blood and they can start making into weapons for us? These are the real questions we should be asking.
Honestly,
So-
I do think might change my character over to a bagger, just because it feels like it might be a little bit easier to get bags of blood,
Especially if he is still.
You just work at a blood bank. It's
Wow.
fine.
Yeah.
And
Be a
apparently the stream
phlebotomist.
is dropping
That's good at
frames.
their job.
It's either
Oh.
dropping frames or they're detecting Rev's bad internet. One of the two.
Well, Rev's not.
Honestly,
hosting
it
this
might be
right
that
now.
because
Brett would work really well
yeah,
out
but
of
they
the
might be
morgue.
like looking at me and me hearing buggy.
Wait, who work good at the work?
You're the one that can feast on things that have been dead for a while.
True. That's very true.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Tony,
cremation.
I guess I'm gonna have one-on-ones with all of you sometime this week
Yeah.
because that
Only
last
we
one
had
you
a-
have, I feel like you and I are gonna need to talk about.
Yes.
I also, you probably need to refresh yours on mine. I don't know whether or not it got the updates I made to it.
Okay, I will. I can only have
Yeah.
one page open at a time right
No,
now.
valid.
I mean, that also might be something that we just do off screen for now.
Mhm.
Just because
Yeah.
of the
It is
internet
10 o'clock
stuff.
here, meaning
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
midnight for Tony.
it's about our normal closing time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tony's a nerd who has to do stupid shit like sleep.
And work out.
Yeah,
I,
that one.
I like both. I like those. I like doing those things. Can I also do the sleep?
Hey Tony, while you're working out, ask your trainer if he thinks buff people or fat people have more blood.
These are the types of weird conversations we have when I can guarantee you they will say buff people, ounce per ounce.
I see the logic in that line of thinking.
Because that's where I was
guarantee
going.
that will be the answer.
Yeah.
But I will
the
still ask
moral-
them for you.
I think the moral of the story is, as long as you're comfortable with yourself, live how you want to, but do not complain about the things you might struggle with.
I completely blanked out on that one. What? Okay.
Great.
I'm sorry. But yeah,
I just saw
think...
myself. Sorry.
Saw yourself
Sorry.
what?
I'm talking to my. No, I was talking to myself. So I was typing something in chat and I caught what I look like typing in stream, and considering I have like the granny chain and everything, I look like a very disapproving teacher on Zoom. Like, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I just realized we're both wearing the chains.
I like
We need to get everyone else who wears glasses
My-
here chains.
Only one other person wears glasses here.
Regularly.
Who else wears glasses?
Tony wears glasses.
And
Yeah, but
my
they
favorite
also-
was spoken word.
Tony
Poetry?
puts contacts in.
Yeah, Tony wears contacts.
Emerald
against
asked
characters.
what everyone's favorite of the drag names was
Oh,
Oh.
as a closing question.
Where did my freaking... There it is.
Oh, that's easy. Potatoes.
Vitamin D for me. Oh, vitamin D. Sorry.
I actually haven't gotten a good look at them, to be honest.
Blood.
I really am a huge fan of hemophilia.
Your ally is River.
Okay.
River Song.
Yup. Carmilla Fanu. Because I like the reference.
I like Busty Heart. That one's pretty chill.
Is that everyone? I don't think... Has Rev done one?
Yeah.
Went first.
Oh.
They did.
And then in that case,
Spoken word.
I think that's it for tonight, guys. Mostly because, let's face it, we're all losing the plot here.
We're all tired.
There was a
There was
plot.
a plot. Jinx.
I said it before you.
That
No,
has
no,
been-
no, Jinx.
That has been the Wednesday night revival. We are all nerds. You can see us all in places. Tune in tomorrow for us to play maybe a video game. We'll see what happens.
Who knows? Night, guys.
Maybe.
Bye.
As I hit that.
See you next time.